And talking about first is something more local and something equally important, and that is there's been another shakeup on the Laurentian board.
Oh, wow, again.
Some more resignations and some more appointments.
Wow.
On Sudbury's Laurentian University Board of Governors. And that's the second time in 4 months that they've changed the board.
Huh.
So Laurentian continues to undergo court-supervised insolvency restructuring under the CCAA, Companies Creditors Arrangement Act.
So the second time in 4 months, there's been a shakeup on the board of directors for Laurentian University. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about that as well, as we are. Well, I'm a recent graduate. You are about to be a recent graduate of Laurentian.
That's right.
A big part of our lives,
Definitely.
Currently. So it's something that we personally have an interest in.
Yeah, and I remember maybe years ago at this point, we were talking about Laurentian and how some people, went to Laurentian in the 70s and they feel this kind of, not just nostalgia, but it goes deeper than that. They feel a deep emotional connection to the school, and they're kind of upset at what it's become because Laurentian was never like other universities. So obviously when 100 programs or something are canceled, it really just irks people.
Sad. I know I almost lost my program going through it, and I was just grateful to those at Laurentian that salvaged a degree for me, because
to get out.
I was our whole program, we're biting our nails and wondering, what we were going to be doing, but they were able to be able to grant us the degree because we were so close to graduating.
Well, it makes you wonder, six of the board of directors have resigned, stepped down, and 3 have been replaced now. And again, this is the second time in 4 months. But just to explain to people at home, maybe we can explain what a board of directors does. Because they might think there's the president of Laurentian, so what is the board of directors for? For
sure. So are we going to unpack that for people?
Well, just to make it really simple, just like a CEO of a company doesn't make all the decisions. They essentially implement the decisions of a board of directors. And a board of directors aren't necessarily just, for lack of a better term, they're not just bureaucrats. A lot of them have vested interests in the entity.
So it's like a corporation, basically. It is a corporation. Different types of corporations. There's not-for-profit corporations. There's for-profit corporations.
It's a not-for-profit.
Yeah. Exactly. In this case, it is. And so they have someone at the head of it, and then they have the board of directors, volunteers, people that are giving of their time, their talents, their energy to, put in their ideas and their time to make Laurentian, a better place. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the changes to Laurentian's board size, going from 25 to just 16 voting members of the board.
Yeah. Because they can be different size. They have to legally be a certain size minimally, but they can then be larger than that as well. So.
And the idea is more people hopefully make better decisions, come to better conclusions.
Well, let's hope that.
Let's hope that happens.
This new board will fare better than the last. But we'll talk about some specific people as well who were let go or who left or whatever. And some surprise. You'll be surprised at some of the people that are no longer on the board.
Mm-hmm. Judy Gougeon.
Yep.
She's a Laurentian University alumnus herself.
Yeah. Gougeon Insurance. You might have heard of that organization in town. So she's the owner of that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She's very active in the community. So she's on many boards, actually.
And she's now newly appointed or newly on the board? Or is she?
That's right. One of the 3.
One of the 3, okay.
Because they got rid of 6. Yep. 6 kind of stepped down, and there's only 3 to replace them.
They got rid of 6.
Got rid of is kind of mean.
No, 6 are no longer on the board. Exactly now.
Vernon Cameron.
Okay.
An accomplished executive living in the U.S. for 19 years.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Public and private sectors. 12 years in leading private equity companies in CEO roles. So very experienced. David Harquail.
That name sounds familiar. I know that name.
Board of Directors of the Franco-Nevada Corporation. So 35 years experience, public and nonprofit boards, task force advisories, major benefactor of the School of Earth Sciences and Mineral Exploration Research Center at Laurentian University. So he's long been committed to the betterment of the university. So these are some pretty heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters for sure.
They're replacing some board of directors.
So 6 have stepped down or resigned from the board.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is Debbi Nicholson.
Oh, really?
From the Chamber of Commerce here in town. I thought that was interesting. But, yeah.
Do you think this is having fewer members of the board will make have a positive impact, or do you think it's people kind of running away from problem?
I have no idea. I don't think anyone really knows. We'll only know after the dust settles. Like, there's already been a change. So Laurentian's going through insolvency. We talked about that earlier too. They don't use the word bankruptcy in the media.
Yeah.
They say insolvency, which is a form of bankruptcy, right?
It is. Yeah, it's very similar to Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
So this is a touchy kind of subject, and in the community, Laurentian is such a big part of it. So how political can you get, right? So this isn't going to be an easy thing, and so all these people around the table, they all have to agree, or at least come to conclusions of things, and it's not an easy thing because it's such a layered thing, and it's so important to the community, and everybody has they come from backgrounds that they're used to being decision makers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Being the heads.
Big decision. Yeah. Being
usually,
in charge of things.
Exactly. And so now you get them all together, and they want their voice to be heard and things. So it's not easy. So
it's not easy.
I hope the best for the future, but it's
as well.
It's not a given. I think the only way we're going to really know is when it happens and looking back to see.
Maybe this will make me sound very ignorant, but my experience of Laurentian is like similar to a family friend that you've known for a long time that's always lived in a really nice house and driven a nice car, and you're only just now learning that they've never really been very wealthy.
Okay.
Like they've been living beyond their means for years.
For sure, yeah.
And kind of shuffling things around.
Sure.
And now it's really coming home to roost. That's what I think of when I think of Laurentian.
Yeah.
Someone that's, maybe gotten a bump at work, but overestimated what that means.
Yeah.
And live beyond their means.
They're able to get another credit card, then they're able to get another credit card, and
put off the creditors for another. But CCAA is a big deal. That basically means we need a break from all of these bills that we're getting from creditors. So government, please protect us while we restructure.
Exactly.
It's I don't think this is going to be over.
No, I don't either.